saints into the sea, turning through sick lullabies, choking on their alibis. But it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me.
me.
Open up my eager eyes, 'cause I'm
That's
Mr.
Mr.
Brightside.
That was amazing.
Yep.
Welcome, welcome, folks, to Sega Addicts
Welcome
After
and
Hours.
goodbye.
God damn it, Stevie! Don't make me do this alone. The people won't dig it. He's gonna make me do it alone. I am the editor-in-chief of Sega Addicts.
I was actually telling a member of my family that I was going to do a recording, but I thought I could pass it off as a joke, and I'm glad that I did. So
Don't
hooray
give me.
for
Don't scare me like that.
obnoxiousness. Hooray for obnoxiousness.
Don't scare me like that, Stevie. And of course, joining me as always, the one and only, the master, Stevie Grant.
Hello, less singing this week.
Don't depress the people.
No, they'll be probably happy, but my Christmas album's coming soon,
Oh, really?
including a version called Christmas by the Dashboard Lights, and it's just the same song but with bells added onto it. But as all great Christmas songs are.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you could do 50 Cent, any 50 Cent song, put some jingle bells over it, and hey, you've got a family-friendly Christmas song.
There you go. Do it. Make it someone out there.
I will do that if I get time.
Brett, please do that.
I I won't promise anything, but I'll promise it. I don't know. So another just shooting the shit episode.
Yeah, we've got some shit. We're gonna hurl it just like shitexpress.com.
Yeah, we're gonna hurl it into the air and then shoot it with a rifle. You know, like
Yeah.
those dudes who shoot clays and shit.
That is definitely how we all work.
Exactly. This is the Olympic sport of the future. Stevie, I know you've been playing a certain something, so why don't you go into talking about that? Because
I've been playing a certain something, and it's a shame that Tom isn't here to see it or discuss it, because I have been playing Persona 3 Portable as of yesterday. Thank you. There are a lot of things that I like about it, a lot of things that I don't like about it when compared to Persona 4. But I'll just start with I like the tone. The tone is a lot darker than Persona 4. I quite like that. One thing that I don't like is that there doesn't seem to be anything really driving the story at the moment. I know that's a bit silly considering that at the beginning of the game everyone's turning into coffins and there are shadows attacking things, but there doesn't really seem to be like anything like forcing me to climb this giant tower. They just use the excuse of, oh, we're researching it, which I'm sure that there'll be another reason to climb up the tower and later in the game, but just like, I don't know, in Persona 4 there was a drive. There's a murder going on, it has something to do with the Midnight Channel, we have to go do that. And then with this, it's just like, I guess we got to research it. There's nothing really that strong in forcing me to continue.
it's definitely a slow burn compared to Persona 4.
That's saying something, considering that Persona 4 is a fucking slow burn as well.
Well, at least you know, like, what the stakes, well, sort of what the stakes are and what's going on
Not really,
early on.
but you know that there's something like, there's a thing that's dragging people into the TV. There's a killer about. There's something to make you go into the Midnight Channel,
Right.
Other than just I need to get XP or something like that. Which here it seems like, well, I know this stuff will be important later, so I guess I've got to do it.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
it's definitely not as quick on the draw as P4 is, but the story itself is actually pretty satisfying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure it will get more satisfying as I'm going along. I just I just finished Golden Week. The last like boss thing I did was the thing on the monorail.
Hmm.
So I don't know how far I am. I'm still very, it's an Atlas game. It's a Persona game, so I'm still like 79 hours to go. So that's not even a joke. That's the fun thing about that. Um, uh, but yeah, so I don't know how far that is. You haven't beaten it, so I don't suppose you know how far that is, do you?
I haven't fully beaten it yet. No, I
Uh,
kind of slacked off on playing it.
well,
Just
I
focused
just
on work and Type Zero.
Yeah, well, I just beat the first floor. The second floor's open up to me, and now I'm just going through the first floors again just to beef up. And yeah, as always, it's better grinding on a portable because it's not taking up too much of your time. Um, One thing I like about portable is when I started it up, it said, "Oh, we recommend playing as the boy character, because it's closer to the PS2 game." And I went, "Fuck that! I'm playing as the girl character because
Exactly.
you
Oh
get
yeah.
it's the same. It's the same game, just with different romance options and slightly changed dialogue. Because
And
I'd
some
want.
dialogue doesn't even change at all. I can tell you that Aegis' dialogue does not change,
Well, there
and
you go.
and yeah, it's pretty interesting how they handled that social link. I won't get into details on that, but it's pretty interesting. Um, but yeah, it's pretty much the same game with a pink color scheme. But yeah,
Yeah, it's a bit silly, but yeah, it's fine.
I played it. I played as her. I preferred her.
I played as her because fuck the man, and I played as her because like I play loads of fucking games where I'm just a dude. I want to play. I'll play as another girl, and I wanted to date a dude in the game, and if I have to do that by playing as a straight female, then sure, whatever. And
you, you don't want to date a dude. You want to date the man.
I want to date the man. I want a version of Persona 4. I can date Kanji. That's all I really want to do in the world. But Junpei will do for now. I've heard I heard a rumor that you can't that there's like a story reason that you can't date Junpei as a girl. But if that's really that, then I'm pissed off because I want to fucking date Junpei. Is the best thing. What am I gonna go for? A Kikiko or whatever his fucking name is? He's boring. I mean,
Akihiko.
so I'm concentrating on Junpei's social link because he is my favorite character so far. Um,
Now I think about that may actually make sense. The story reason. I don't remember if it blocks his social link or not, but yeah, there actually is a good story reason why they would do that.
well, I hope it's not because I want to fuck Junpei. That's all I want to do. Maybe I can always go after another one, but hey, those are romance options. It's better than fucking boring Yukiko, which I just basically went, I already got so far with her. Whatevs.
I went for
Uh,
Rise. I felt like shit going after not Kanji Naoto, so I went for Rise
why would you feel like shit going after Naoto?
because Kanji.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I don't want to let my bro down, but
no. Oh, we all know what's up with Kanji anyway.
that's true.
Um,
And also Naoto's social link is really skeevy. It's not.
oh, is it? Okay.
I don't quite care for Naoto's social link to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, because it's like you're trying. I get what it's. I get what the concept is, where okay, you're trying to give her confidence and stuff like that, but it's going about it in a really skeevy way, oh, like, oh, you should dress like a girl more often.
Is that
It's
it? Really?
it's stuff like that, and it's like, um, okay, as cute as she looks in a miniskirt,
But that's not the
let's
point of
not
her
go
character.
there. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
let's. Okay, Persona 4 spoilers, whatever. So Naruto, uh, does she does in the social link? Does she like find out that like she likes being dressed as a girl, or is it just like
That's how
something?
I think that's how the romantic social link ends. Is on Christmas Eve, she comes to your house dressed in the Yasogami girl's uniform, and then her Narukami bone. But yeah, it's like I thought I would try this on because I felt like you liked girls' clothes on me or something like that, and it's just everything comes across as really skeevy and goes
Yeah.
against her character.
That
Um,
sounds really like terrible when they went like they created a complex character and the idea of her was that she didn't like dressing as like a girly girl, and that's what her whole dark side
yeah,
was about. It was
yeah,
about her like being physically changed into that, and she didn't realize that she really wanted that. I said it before, but the way I see it is I think she's kind of genderqueer, where she really just doesn't appreciate coming off as a girl. She may be straight, she may be lesbian or gay or whatever, but at the moment she just prefers dressing as a guy.
yeah.
And I think that's really strong, and it really comes across that way. And then from what you say, like it seems like they're just kind of abandoning that.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all, and it's like it kind of tries to make her seem like it tries to make her dependent on Narukami as well, from my experience with it. And again, that's not her. She doesn't need him. She doesn't even need Kanji. She can do shit on her own, and it just
Well,
comes
there's a
off.
reason why Kanji becomes considerably less interested in her when you revealed that she's a girl. So
Yeah, it's like she doesn't really need anything, and it's like it tries to make her dependent and a girly girl, and that's not her. And
that's dumb.
it goes against her entire character.
Well,
So
that's
a lot of people hate that arc, and a lot of people hate that manga they did, where it's like the future and she's got long hair and everything. Like they like the design, but the content of the manga is really bad.
yeah.
Like they
That's
turned her from strong detective woman to Moe Blob,
Yeah, that's kind of shitty. That's kind of really
and
terrible.
like at first the manga was like Atlas was like, yeah, this is canon, this is what happens, and then they saw the end result, they saw the reaction to it, and they're like, nah, fuck this, it's not canon
Yeah.
anymore.
Um, yeah. I like this game. I think the characters are quite varied. There are a couple of parallels. I can see why they pair Persona 3 and 4 up and not necessarily include the first two. Like in the fighting games and Persona Q, they're mixed together, and I think that's because there are so many like parallels. I think the main one is like the theme of midnight. There's the midnight hour and the midnight channel. Um, Sort of the idea of these groups coming together to use their personas against evil forces, the whole idea of shadows. I don't know if these are in the first two, but they seem very intrinsically linked to number 4. So I kind of see why those get mirrored all the time, because it feels as they're deliberately trying to mirror each other.
Right. And like it's like they're parallel, but you've got your like giant differences. Like you said, P3's got a much darker tone than P4. P4 seems like, for
Yeah,
the
in
most part, it
Persona
seems like a
3,
fucking Scooby Doo episode.
Persona 3 opens with a girl with a gun to her head asking
Yeah,
if she can do it. You don't know what's the. Well, I knew because I knew already, but you don't know when you first start it if that's not a real gun.
yeah.
So it's like super dark as soon as you open it. It's the girl putting a gun to her head saying, "Can I do it?"
What
Um,
what do you think of Yukari, by the way? Because I really enjoy her.
she's alright. I haven't opened her social link yet. I don't know how to.
Uh,
Um,
I think the dialogue changes for her is that she's actually way nicer to the girl than the boy at first.
all right.
So
Um, I'll have to look at that then. I want to open more social links and stuff like that, and I'm just sort of getting into the rhythm of it. The reason I'm starting it is because I played Persona 4 last year. I think last big JRPG I played was Persona 4, and I'm going on an airplane in a week's time, and there might be some downtime in China, where I want to do some grinding or something like that, so it seems fair. I like the idea of playing a big adventure game over a holiday like I did last year, because it sort of gives it more of a time thing. It makes it it's going to sound so stupid. I went on holiday and I played an RPG in my
I
downtime.
don't know. I get
Um,
what you mean, though.
it creates a sense of like it's longer than it is, and it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to be playing it all the time when I'm in China, but I'll be all right. It seems.
No, that's a heck of an idea. Like I did that sort of with Type Zero when I was in Australia, and
And then
it,
you beat it on the way back as well, or something like that.
yeah, exactly. And now in your mind, that trip and that game are linked basically, and it makes the
Yeah.
game feel more special.
Yeah, yeah,
If you
yeah.
like it, I mean.
If
If
you
you
like it, yeah, definitely.
if you hate it, it's like, oh God, you ruined my trip, you fucking disc.
um, the
I
one thing I
ate
like
dog, man. I didn't enjoy it. It was your fault, Akihiko.
there's one thing that I really like about Persona 3, and that's the giant tower. I really like the idea that the whole game is a bunch of dungeons connected to this one tower. I really like that idea. I like the idea of the game that takes place in one central location. That's really cool to me.
Right.
Especially something that's this sort of giant adventure. Um, and that's Persona 3. I just IL Junpei, obviously. And
How do
what
you
else?
how do you feel about the soundtrack compared to Persona 4?
That's another thing that's mirrored because it's almost like the soundtrack is kind of similar in a way, but they're different like atmospheres from the soundtrack. Like you have
Yeah.
the same sort of like semi-rap music in the background for the overworld, um, and in Persona 4 it's the same, but Persona 4's is a lot more vibrant.
Yeah, you can really see the differences between the two atmospheres in Persona Q, where each side has a version of the main battle theme. It's the same song lyrically, but like the Persona 3 version is a bit darker. I don't want to say darker. It's still kind of upbeat, but it's a bit darker than the P4 one, which is very poppy and very a much higher pitch as well. So you can definitely see like the thematic differences where Persona 3 is very dark, and you've got Persona 4, which, like I said earlier, is more like a fucking Scooby Doo episode.
I wouldn't say Persona 4 is like a Scooby Doo episode because it has dark themes and it gets darker
Yeah.
later on. But I say
Comparatively, though.
comparatively, yeah. Well, I haven't gotten that far in 3, so I don't know comparatively. But I'll see. At least in the whole gun thing, at least
Yeah.
that's quite a striking image. Every time you need to summon a persona, you just shoot yourself.
The
Kind of
one of
crazy.
the more interesting things, I did not like the first Persona 3 movie, but one of the more interesting things about that movie was whenever they used the boy, so they used Minato. And anytime he shot himself to evoke his persona, he had this look of pure bliss on his face. And that was really unsettling. That's something I'm
Mm.
kind of glad they didn't have in the game itself, because I don't know how I would react to that. But
Yeah.
it's very instead of just crushing a card, you're actually shooting yourself in the head. So that's a giant that's a giant picture of how different things are.
Yeah, and also there's quite a fun thing that the menu that you scroll through is like a revolver in battle,
Mm-hmm.
which is quite a neat visual touch. It's it is a fucking fine game. It's good so far, and I think maybe portable is the best way to play those kinds of games.
Absolutely.
Oh, we were talking about the menu system. Yeah, I like the menu system a lot. I like running around in the overworld because I think what that is they're trying to integrate you into the world. But I think the menu system works fine. I don't think there's anything really being taken out of the experience for it.
Yeah. I definitely don't mind the over how they did the overworld because I'm a lazy fucker, and the Persona 4 like streets and everything got kind of annoying after a while.
Mm.
So it's like, oh wait, I can just scroll around and move a lot faster than I could if I were actually a walking character model. This is great. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I don't
So
really feel like I'm losing anything out. The only thing I really think are the anime cutscenes, but you can look them up on YouTube anyway or
oh, wait.
whatever.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, that's all I really had to say about Persona 3, unless you have anything about Persona 3.
No, I think we've covered it pretty well. I'm just interested to see how you feel about as time goes on.
Yeah, well, I will be playing it over the next couple of weeks, so I will be progressing further and further into it. The thing about Persona is I'm always attracted to that more than, like, say, Final Fantasy, because I like that it's more contemporary.
Mm.
I was set in modern times and stuff like that. Sometimes it asks you to know a bit more about Japanese culture than you really think, but then I just remember, well, it is a Japanese game. I can kind of get by that, whatever. And really,
Right.
those things are only just like add extra points to your academic side or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's fine. And you can use a fucking walkthrough for them, so whatever.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I agree with you on Persona being a lot more easier to invest ourselves in, just because they tackle more real world issues like the stuff with Kanji, the stuff with Naoto, the
yeah,
suicide thing in Persona 3, than you would get from your average Final Fantasy game.
yeah.
I can't really
That's why.
think of, I can't really,
That's why.
oh, sorry.
So fucking hell, I
Oh
can't really
God!
go ahead, sir.
I can't really think of any Final Fantasy game aside from Type Zero that really tackles stuff like that. Like Type Zero really dives into how there's no like good people in war, even the side you're fighting on in the game. The people you're fighting for are dickheads, and it just it really like it's the closest to a Persona story as far as tackling real themes and real issues as you're going to get from a Final Fantasy game. Other Final Fantasies just don't have that same appeal as the
Yeah.
Persona series has right now.
And that's what I feel RPGs need and stuff like I haven't played Final Fantasy 13 or whatever, but I am much more willing to go for like a giant grandiose adventure if it's actually means something, if it actually tackles something. And
Right.
that's one thing that I think that video games can do that other mediums can't, but books not really that short form, but something like movies are very short form. They have themes and have a couple of themes, but they're all usually intertwined and make one specific point. A video game is so long form, especially Persona or an RPG, that you can put loads and loads of themes in there, and explore a lot more options in depth than you could in like even a 3 hour movie. There would be some trade off between some stuff, but in like a 60-hour or 40-hour RPG, you can really start to explore them. And what I love about Persona 4 is that it's about so many things. It's about media representations, about culture of celebrity, sexuality, gender identity. There's some, some other themes about family. Some sort of mystical themes. There's almost kind of a religious bent going on there at the end, especially in one stage.
Hmm.
Mental health is one of them. Friendship and ownership of friendship. There's so much going on in that
There's
game.
there's like
Yeah.
there's also like parental abandonment issues and stuff like that, and like people who
Yes.
either only have one parent or have a deadbeat parent. Like well, Nanaka, her
Yeah.
mom's dead, her dad's kind of a deadbeat, and
Her dad's awesome, but yeah.
he's awesome, but he's a terrible father.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. That's why I
It's,
love that High Am Daisy comic.
yeah.
He just goes through the calendar and it's just different ways of saying drinking with a Dutchie. Yeah,
Nanako.
and yeah, it's so there's a lot more to think about and chew over, and that's what I'm interested in Persona 3. The themes haven't really revealed themselves yet, but I've noticed that there's a lot of suicide imagery in there, especially
Mhm.
with the guns and stuff. So I'm interested to see how that goes. I really want to see where that will take me, and I'm enjoying it overall. Persona 3 is a good game, and I know that Tom, this is the worst day for you to be off because I'm discussing two games that you love, and the next one that I've been playing is Silent Hill 2,
Ooh, yes.
and I actually beat it. Brett, have you played or beaten Silent Hill 2?
I've not. I've only like watched videos and listened to the soundtrack.
Oh, it's great. I will say one thing: if you're ever going to play Silent Hill 2, have a walkthrough because as great as the game is, it has the most bullshit adventure game logic puzzles ever. One horrible example is, and please just bear with me, and I'm saying this and think I did a walkthrough and it still annoyed me. Imagine playing this on your first time. There's a bit where you're in like a prison and there's a sewer gate, and the sewer gate lost its handle, and you need to like either find a handle or make a new handle or something. Taking apart the equation that at this point you're carrying thousands of things like a giant bar. You're carrying ways that you could open it anyway, but whatever, it's a video game, you need one specific way. Guess how you would open the door. How you open the door is you collect a wax doll, a lighter, and a horseshoe. And what the character does is he lights the wax doll, and then he puts the horseshoe in the wax, and to like open the door on the grate. Yeah, imagine figuring that out on your own.
What?
It's terrible. I know, it's absolutely terrible. And there's one as well, which is there's like a drain where you need to fish a key out of it. And you could do this so many ways, but what the game wants you to do is combine a strand of hair with a bent nail, so you tie it around and fish it out. It's so stupid. And it's a shame.
Hell?
I know, it's really, really bad. So the puzzles are terrible. The puzzles are all bullshit, but that's not why you're in Silent Hill for. Silent Hill 2 is probably one of the deepest, darkest, and scariest games, but not in a way that's like, boo, haha, got you. It's in the concepts that it puts in your head, and in the things that it makes you feel and chew over afterwards. That's scary. Do you know the general plot of it?
Barely.
Well, the main setup is you play as James Sunderland, a guy who 3 years ago his wife died of an illness, and he gets a letter from her telling him to come back to Silent Hill. And obviously it's weird because she's been dead for 3 years, and because he's just this miserable, depressed human being that has nothing else to live for, he goes to Silent Hill to find his wife, and that's the setup for the game. And then then it just sort of descends until the game becomes this really intense story about the darkness of humankind and your capacity for evil. And what's scary about the game is it's not the monsters. The monsters are sort of just like visual representations of the metaphorical stuff that's going on in the characters' minds. Like one example is they're a big part of the series, but the reason it doesn't make sense in any other Silent Hill. But the thing about Silent Hill is that Silent Hill, the town itself, caters towards your personal inner fears. And the thing about James Sunderland is that while his wife was in hospital, he was very sexually frustrated. Because he couldn't do anything, and that's one of the things in the game. It's his sort of reactions of him feeling selfish about why she was there. And so one of the things is you go to a hospital level, and the monsters are like big-titted, sexy nurses who like walk very seductively towards you, and a lot of the other enemies all look very distinctively feminine. So it's a really, really good way of using the world to represent something in the character's mind.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff. The dialogue is fucking chilling. You meet a lot of characters in Silent Hill, and what I like about it is they all act slightly off. It's not like full on crazy, but it's just almost like you talk to them, and it's almost like there are two separate conversations going on. There's like something just weird about that certain person, and that's what I really like about it as well.
Like, it's not overstated, but it's just enough to make you feel very unsettled, right?
Yeah, and that's what's so good about it. It has no ties to other Silent Hills either, so you could pretty much go into it. I really recommend it, Brett. It's a brilliant game, even just to think about. The plot is so smart, and it's like really weird to think that game was made. I think it was very close to the PS2 launch, but I think it was maybe a signaling of what would come to on the PS2, which would, I guess you could say the PS2 was almost like the first console that had quote-unquote art or auteur games on it, maybe the first the first PlayStation with Silent Hill, the original Silent Hill and the original Metal Gear Solid, but stuff like Shadow of the Colossus and Eco and Katamari and stuff like that are very creator-driven games and have a point to them, and I think Silent Hill 2 might have been the start of that almost.
And I think Konami was on a roll at that time as well, because not only did they have Silent Hill 2, they also had Metal Gear Solid 2, which
Yeah.
we've talked about that a million
Yeah,
fucking
and how
times.
Metal Gear Solid 2 is a fantastic game and better than the original,
Oh,
and,
God, I want
and
to play it
no
right,
one
like right fucking
Metal
now.
Gear Solid 2 is so fucking good and has a lot of. Oh god, have you seen the Super Bunny Hop video?
I have not. No, what is it?
Right. It's there's a guy on YouTube. He has a channel called Super Bunny Hop, and he does some reviews, but he also does like video analyses. And there's like a 30-minute analysis of Metal Gear Solid 2 where he sort of just deconstructs the entire game.
Oh my
It's
god, I love stuff like that.
Watch it. It's brilliant. You should look it up. I'll
I
send you. I'll send you the link to it
Okay.
later.
I was about to say
Um,
I was gonna search for it real quick while we were talking about it. But yeah, send me a
yeah,
link to that, and I will watch that for dinner. And then Death
definitely,
in
it's
Heaven.
great. Do it. Oh, Death in Heaven's so great. It's so great, Brett. No, I really recommend Silent Hill 2. It's a fantastic little game.
Awesome. Have you?
And Tom, I would love to talk to you about it, but you're not here.
Nah, we're missing our comrade again this week due to the
Yes.
holidays.
Oh,
Uh, and
Tom.
it hasn't been fun for him, so we
Why
are
can't you cater your life towards us?
compared to what he's going through, I think he would rather, to be honest. Um, I feel bad laughing about that, but yeah, we miss you, Tom, and hopefully
Yes.
you'll be back with us next week. But oh God, I want to play Silent Hill 2. I don't know, something's holding me back. I'm not really
Don't
good
get
with
the
horror
HD
games.
version. Do you know the story around the HD version?
I do not.
The HD version came out and it's widely regarded as one of the worst HD ports of all time. And Tom told me it actually made the price of the original go up because it's so bad.
Wow.
It's so bad it actually it defeats some of the artistry of the game. Like some stuff is like intentionally Silent Hill 2 is filled with fog. It's on the first on the first PlayStation. It started off as kind of a way to like hide the draw distance, but it actually works. And in Silent Hill 2, it's beefed up a lot, and the fog, it's there for atmosphere and for reason, and so things can be revealed to you slowly. And it can also state, the state of the character's mind is just sort of clouded in fog.
Right.
Almost, if you want to say it that way. They removed most of it, so not only do you lose that metaphorical symbolism, but you also see unfinished textures and unfinished things.
God.
And they changed the voice acting, which whatever. But then you realise that the reason they changed the voice acting was because they didn't want to give royalties to the original actors.
Ah.
The thing about Konami, you realise, is an idiot now and pretty skeevy, but they've always been kind of skeevy when you look into it. With Silent Hill 2, the actors signed a contract where they just got paid for the original game,
Mhm.
but their voices were used in other things. They were used in makings of and different media about Silent Hill 2, and they only got paid for the original thing. So when this came out, they wanted to. They had already done the remake, and then they asked the actors then, "Oh, you're in this thing. Can you sign this contract saying that you don't want any money for it?" Basically.
Oh,
Um,
that's fucked up.
yeah, so there was a whole big petition. There's a whole thing about it, but Konami didn't treat the original voice actors of any respect.
And here's the thing about that is back in 2001 and 2002 when this came out, that was when we were first. That was before like voice actors were really treated with any sort of respect at all. Like nowadays, like you've got like voice actors that are treated like royalty, like Troy Baker and Matthew Mercer and Christina V. They all get treated like royalty, and they actually get compensated well. But back then, I don't think there was a whole lot of care or respect for the voice acting in
no.
games, except for like maybe Metal Gear, where like well, like even David Hayter took a pay cut just to get the original cast back for Twin Snakes. Like that was the only game that I think really took its voice acting seriously at that time. And
Yeah.
but like stuff like well, Silent Hill 2, it had I don't want to disparage it, but it had a lower profile than Metal Gear Solid, so I can
Oh,
kind of
totally. Yeah. No,
and I
totally.
and I can kind of see where they could think they would get away with something like that and kind of screw over the actors because nobody's going to make as big of a stink about that in 2002 as they would say a Metal Gear Solid or Final Fantasy X, which had pro voice acting and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I can kind of see why it happened, but that doesn't make it right at
No,
all.
not at all. It's fucked
And
up. And even the guy when the HD version came out, the art director and director of the game actually did tweets saying, "What's this? This is stupid. Why have they taken this out? Why have they done this?" They changed some of, I think, a little bit of the dialogue and stuff like that, and they changed some of they just like it affected what I hated about it, and what's really you have to be careful about ports is that upgrading visually is fine, making sure it runs better is fine, but like when you're changing stuff that's integral to the game and that even the original creators say this goes against the artistry of the game, like taking out the fog,
that's fucked up.
yeah, it's terrible, and that it really concerns me that that's the reason that people are going to play the HD collection and think that's what the game is when it totally isn't.
No.
And it's
Well,
also buggier. It's buggier than the original game. The original game, which came out over 10 years ago, it was buggier than that.
again, here's the thing. Konami's HD ports, I think Metal Gear, again, was the only one that got treated well. Because
Yeah.
you look at the Zone of the Enders port, and my god, people were pissed. And they had to come out with a patch a year later to fix that. Fix
Yeah.
everything. And they didn't even touch the first game. They only focused on the second runner. So the first game is still buggy as shit as far as the port. But yeah, Konami really fucked up. And this is the problem with this whole HD port culture that we've got right now. Aside from the fact that, oh, this is how we're going to launch the PS4. We're not going to put original games out there. We're just going to fucking HDify everything. But here's the problem with this is it's clearly all just to make a quick buck, and I'm not exactly helping the problem. I just pre-ordered Kingdom Hearts 2.5, so I'm not helping the problem at all. But
I think that they, cause the reason why I think that they can be great is because of video games. It's not like movies where you can just walk into a DVD shop or
yeah,
go on Netflix and buy something for £5 and it's cheap and whatever you can get it.
right.
Video games are much more expensive and you have to seek them out a little bit more. So with Silent Hill 2, it's fairly cheap. You could get it off eBay, and I definitely recommend getting it, Brett, because it's great.
hmm
Um,
Just don't
but
get the
like.
HD.
Yeah, but some people, don't want to, and they want to play it on their new console. So fine, it makes it more available to people, and that's what I like about HD ports for video games. What I don't like is when they're changing so much that it's affecting the original product.
And it shows that they just don't care, basically.
Yeah, or at
I
least
think
Konami didn't care. Konami didn't give a care about fucking Silent Hill.
I think the only HD port right now the only people doing HD ports right now that have actually legitimately done a good job is Square, because Kingdom Hearts 1.5 was fantastic. It made the original. It was better than the original Kingdom Hearts, I feel.
Oh
They
wow.
fixed a lot of issues that the first game had. Yes, it still has some stuff that bugs me, but I mean, like, it felt more fun to play. It felt closer to what Kingdom Hearts 2 did than what Kingdom Hearts 1 PS2 did. It was a fantastic port. And I think that's what they've done as well with 2.5, is they've refined some things. Same thing with Final Fantasy X. It's not as polished a port as Kingdom Hearts was, but they've clearly put some effort into it. And they've actually, tried to refine some things. They've revamped soundtracks. They've revamped the graphics to at least be PS3 tier. Even if it's like launch day PS3 tier, it's still a massive upgrade from what they had. Um, and of course, what they're doing with Type Zero HD, I have to bring that up, I know. But what they're doing with that, they've taken a PSP game, which, it looked good for a handheld game, but you wouldn't think it would look good on a big screen. And they've taken and made it fucking beautiful. And they've taken things that people complain about and refined them. They're not just saying, okay, we're going to make this widescreen and upres the textures a little bit and sell it for $40. They're actually putting work into their games. And that's something different than what Konami's doing, where it feels like they're regressing the games.
Yeah. Well, actually, like, there are some things in Silent Hill 2 where, like, it takes loader to get into the scene, but the cutscene's still happening. So every time there's a cutscene, you miss, like, the first 30 seconds of it. And sometimes it's stuff like, okay, one of them's really bad, but basically there's like a huge, massive plot twist. I'm not going to say it, but like a huge moment in the game, like it's where the turning point of the game, where everything comes together, is really, really important. But for the cutscene in the HD version, they put like a giant border around it for this one scene, and it cuts off the rest of it. So you're only seeing like the direct middle of this scene, and there's a video on YouTube where they show both side by side, and you're missing like the full thing. Like it's completely stupid, and it's such a big moment where you wouldn't even know what's going on.
Oh my god, I hate it when they do that. This isn't gaming related, but that was a problem with the initial Dragon Ball widescreen season sets that they released here in America. Was they did a cropping technique that just took out so much of the scene, and people just fucking hate them. I didn't mind them that much, but it does. You can tell where things are just so badly cropped, and it does ruin a scene. And that's a problem I have with, like I said, with games doing like that border thing. Sega did that with like Sonic Adventure and all that originally when they first put those on PSN and XBLA and Steam, and people fucking hated it. It's ugly. There's no point to it. Especially if you're up-resing it for HD, why are you bordering it? I mean, it just shows you're not really putting in work. You're just putting a fucking border around something and calling it HD. That's nothing. That should not happen, especially from a big league company like Konami, or even like a mid tier like Sega. That shit should not happen. If you're gonna say something's HD, make it proper HD. Don't just slap a border on something and call it a day.
Yeah.
And that's something like again, I mentioned what Square does with their HD remakes. I want to send a shout out to Nintendo. Even though this is a game I'll never play and a series I've never played, the Wind Waker HD.
Yeah.
Where they didn't just take the original game and slap a border on and say, hey, it's HD, pay us, give us money, fuck you. They went and they basically remade the game from scratch to work with the system it's going to. That's what I love about what Square has done with like Type Zero. It's not a PSP game on a PS4. It's been reworked to work with the PS4, and and I'm glad they went with that route, the Zelda route, instead of just doing what Konami does, up-resing it to 1080p and calling it a day. Like that. I'm going on a rant here, and I'm sorry, but that practice.
No, please.
That practice just fucking pisses me off because it's a waste of money. Why would I pay $40 to play an inferior product on a superior system when I've already got a game on the proper system that's actually a lot better than what you say is remastered and upscaled and redefined for a new generation? Nah, fuck that. Put some work into your games like Square does or what Nintendo did. Don't just fuck us over like that. These things, even at a budget price of $40 or $30, that's still pretty fucking expensive for a shoddy product.
Yeah. No, totally. You've totally got it right. So, play the original Silent Hill 2. on PS2 unless they actually do a decent job at porting it. Oh, and it just shows how much. Sorry, one thing, because it's getting me on a rant. It just shows how much disrespect that Konami had for their game, because it's often cited as one of the best examples of artistry in video games and one of the best horror games of all time, usually taking place at #1 on lists.
Oh yeah.
And they just gave it complete shit, a shitty port. They did not respect it at all.
No.
So yeah,
And
Konami's
that,
shitty, but Silent Hill is not.
and like part of that worry, there's part of that makes me worry for PT or Silent Hills. I guess we can go ahead and call it now. Like I have all the faith in the world in Kojima and Del Toro that they're going to treat this like what it deserves to be. But at the same time, you see how little respect Konami has given that series over the past few years, and it does make me worry a bit that might not be what we're cracking it up to be. But
Well, it's a Kojima game, so you can at least expect it will be interesting.
it'll at least be quality to play. 'Cause,
Yeah.
well, then again, I don't know. I didn't like Ground Zeroes, but that's
Well, that's not really a Kojima game, is it? He didn't really like make it, I think, wasn't that? Or
I'm not sure. I know he's doing like MGS5 proper, but I don't know how much his involvement was in Ground Zeroes. I'm checking to see if Silent Hill 2 is on a PS Classics thing instead of the HD version. Um, but I just that does make me worry a little bit. But then again, like I said, I have all the faith in the world in Del Toro and Kojima, so maybe it'll be a return to glory and kind of wipe the bad taste that the HD collection put in everybody's mouth.
yes, hopefully. And yeah, so that's what I've been playing. What have you been playing, Brett?
Well, it's been. I know it hasn't been really a holiday week over there, but over here it's been Thanksgiving week, which means what the fuck is Thanksgiving? This is National Retail Murder Week.
Actually, I've got a bone to pick with America.
Okay,
Uh, Black Friday, they're trying to make it a thing over here now.
I've
They-
noticed that.
It's not. I think there's been an accident, but they're trying to desperately make it, and I just want to say, don't. I do not want the kind of shit that goes down. Cheap prices, amazing, brilliant. I do not want people murdering themselves over a £100 TV.
Yeah,
I don't care
no.
how cheap the TV is. Don't murder yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here's the thing. I've mentioned this a couple times, I think, but at the Walmart I work at, those prices are still in effect the next day. You don't have to get out in these giant lines and murder fellow customers and murder employees just to get your goddamn TV. You can come in at like 10 o'clock in the morning the next day and get your TV at the same price. And you don't have to punch anybody or threaten anybody or, any of that bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
Didn't
what I
you
did.
work on Black Friday?
I did not, actually. I told them I was going to be with my family, and I'm not.
And then you didn't spend it, then you just sat at home playing Type Zero.
I actually did spend it with my family. I went over to my
Aw.
uncle's for a couple hours and went to my grandma's for a couple hours, and I did play some Type Zero when I was there, but that's when we were waiting on the food to finish cooking. But yeah, I was scheduled to work, and I was like, no, I ain't doing it because I don't agree with. Here's the thing: they used to like open the stores at like 5 a.m. in the morning on Black Friday, and you would still get Thanksgiving to spend with your family and everything and all that. Now, and this is solely Walmart leading the charge on this, and everybody else following, except shockingly GameStop, where they open their Black Friday prices at like 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving night, which that's usually when people are trying to sit down. Used to be when people would sit down and eat dinner, but now it's like, nope, fuck that, fuck family, we gotta get our $100 TV, and it's kind of,
It's the
I don't,
worst.
I don't agree with this practice clearly, but yeah, like that's how I ended up with that controller I showed you earlier. I got this.
Yeah, your
Next-
bling controller.
my 50-cent controller. These are usually $60. I got it for $30 the next day without having to punch anybody in the face or yell at an employee or any of that shit. I got good shit, and I didn't have to do anything. So, people, take note of that. Don't go in and try to murder each other over shit you don't really need, to
Didn't
be
you say
honest.
dishcloths?
What's that?
Didn't you say dishcloths?
Yes! Oh my god, there was another fist fight over dishcloths.
Do you mean another dish? What?
There's one every year. Guaranteed. There's at least one fist fight over wash rags every year at my store.
God.
It's unbe-fucking-lievable. Like, you would think it would be like the big ticket stuff like TVs and games and stuff like that. No,
But
it's
why are
fucking...
dishcloths? They're like $1 anyway.
Yeah, exactly! I really don't know. I it's never been explained to me. Nobody can explain it. It's just, oh god, you put the dish rags down and you just run the fuck away and let people do whatever. Because you
Jesus.
don't want to get caught in that storm. I actually heard aside from that, there weren't many incidents at my store this year, so that's good. At least I think people are finally learning it's not fucking worth it.
Yeah.
So, after, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years of bullshit, they're finally realizing, okay, hey, this is kind of stupid. Let's stay in and
Yeah.
just snipe deals on Amazon.
Yeah, which is why I hope it doesn't become a thing here. I really don't.
Yeah, I hope that for you guys too, because I noticed it doesn't even make sense for things like that to happen over there. Like from like the holiday reason and all that, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because there is no Thanksgiving or anything.
Yeah, exactly. But aside from that, I actually have been playing quite a bit when I haven't been working or breaking down or anything like that. Been playing again some more Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. Damn good game. We played it on stream the other night, on Tuesday night instead of Thursday this week. And I have to say, as good as the game is to play, I'm pretty pissed off at the online, because it feels like a regression compared to other fighters where, okay, you can have your own private room, you can invite your friends in, and you don't have to worry about randomers coming in and stealing spots. This game does not have private matches, private lobbies. You have to just hope you get lucky finding the right lobby or getting in or whatever. So I'm pretty upset with that. Aside from that, still a damn good game. I'm finally learning the mechanics a lot better. And when we play it on the Throwdown this upcoming Thursday, hopefully I'll be able to hand Tom his ass a lot better than I did on Tuesday.
Metaphorically or physically?
Both.
Oh.
Metaphysically.
Metaphysically, we're getting really deep now.
Exactly. We are deeper than Silent Hill 2.
Hey.
I've also been playing Valkyria Chronicles. It's a part of the relaunched Sega Addicts podcast game of the week. Sega
I've
Addicts Game
listened
Club.
to, and that is a very good podcast, and I will say it's probably got the best intro sentence for any podcast I've ever heard. Which is the intro Have you not listened to it, Brett?
I barely listened to it. I haven't heard Tom's cut of it.
The first episode of the rebranded Sega Addicts starts off with Tom saying drugs are pretty cool. It's great, and I think that's an amazing way to start a show.
That starts a legacy, not a show. But that's a damn good show, by the way. Everybody go and download
You're
it.
in it. You can't say that. You're in it.
Well, I had fun.
You can't go, oh, that's a good show when you're in the show.
Look, I'm also a promoter here. I can't just say, oh, this is shit. Just download it, see how shit it is. But no, it was fun. And episode 2 should be coming out tomorrow. We'll be taping episode 3 as well. So we've been playing Valkyria Chronicles for that. I don't want to spoil too much on it, but I like it. There's just some little nitpicks I have with the Steam version. Mainly the fact that you can't um, you can't click other windows without hitting the Windows button. Like it just disables your mouse pointer. So like say I need to go to GameFAQs to see something, uh, a normal game would let you, it won't disable your mouse cursor. You can just click it, look, and then go back to the game. Now you have to actually hit the Windows key to re-enable your mouse pointer, which is it's a silly nitpick, but it's just an inconvenience. Um, but yeah, I'm enjoying that game. The Steam port is damn good. Spot on compared to the PS3 version, and played through Chapter 2. Um, it's it's kind of a difficult game. It's not like oh my god, this is so hard. Oh, Demon Souls or any of that shit, but it's kind of wonky at points. I'm having fun with it. Looking forward to discussing it on the podcast. Speaking of RPGs, I've decided to give Final Fantasy VII yet another chance.
Woo,
Trust
okay.
me. Um, I
How are you liking the best game in the world ever?
well, I haven't gotten to the first boss fight yet because I just started like about an hour before we started recording. But yeah, I don't know. The first time I played it and beat it, it didn't really affect me the way it's affected so many other people. I just didn't really care for it. But it was $5 on Steam. Picked it up. I'm gonna give it another shot. Maybe now that I'm older, I can appreciate it more, and maybe now that I'm more into Final Fantasy than I've ever been in my life, I can appreciate it more and appreciate what it's trying to do. Who knows? But I'll keep y'all posted on that. I still think of the PS1 Final Fantasies though. This one still the best, right there. And shout outs to my friend Corinne for buying me a selfie figure. But that's beside the point. I also, since it was the first big snow in this area this year, I played a bit of SSX on PS3. And
What about, did you play, what is it, SXXX, the one where they're all naked?
oh, it's BMX Triple X. No, I've never
Oh
played
god.
that.
We should, why don't you stream that, BMX XXX?
Well, I
Just
don't want
fun
Twitch to
game.
ban us. Wait, maybe I can convince Ridiculous to do it on her stream.
Ridiculous. Do that, please.
Ridiculous Wednesdays. That's BMX X. Fuck.
Oh, that's another thing. She played Mr. Bones, which I could not comprehend.
Yeah, that's an interesting game. It balances itself between platformer and rhythm game and platformer again and then just pure straight up acid tripness. That's the part you came in at is when
I guess it was like a. The thing is, apparently it was a breakout clone, but I didn't know that because it looked so incomprehensible.
yeah, it's a breakout clone and you're trying to get your bones back, but every time you get a bone back, it does this trippy ass thing where it shows you on your skull, your own skull, and then you ride around on your skull again trying to get your other bones, and each time it pulls away, there's another bone added, and it's very trippy. But
Apparently it had a story, which I want to know what that story could be.
it's the story of that game is you're a resurrected skeleton who, instead of being infused with the power of rock and roll like the evil skeletons, you're infused with the power of the blues. So you
Oh.
try to convert these evil skeletons who are on rock and roll and death metal to the blues. And it's
So there's
oh
a
my
lot of musical stuff going on in it then?
yeah, like that's where the rhythm game stuff comes in. Like the first rhythm game, she had to play a guitar solo and convert a crowd of skeletons. And then a later one was you were playing bongo drums that were also bombs. Trying to deactivate the bombs. Uh, and then, like, the next level after that, there's, like, this existential crisis level that's set in, like, space, and there's this dude doing a monologue over the music with these 80s guitar riffs about the blues.
That sounds amazing.
Oh man, I'm gonna upload these episodes to YouTube tonight, so people can witness this because it's a fascinating game that I wasn't expecting much from when she mentioned it on Twitter the first night. But God, I'm actually looking forward to seeing more of this.
Yeah, I really need to. So I want to know because I only saw that level and it was pretty incomprehensible. So
Yeah, it's oh God, it's something else. I'm trying to think what else I played this week aside from, let's see, I played more Miku. Um, I'm still shut at the final song on that. Type Zero, of course, played that. Just doing random missions, trying to get hype for March. Uh, hmm, trying to think what else. Oh, yes, I bought Dive Kick.
oh, okay. I would be interested in that because you're a
It was
fighting game fan, and that's a parody of fighting games.
yeah. Dive Kick was on sale. I got a 2-pack, so I got myself a copy and I gifted a
You got
copy to.
2-pack? I thought he was dead.
No, no, 2-pack lives. 2-pack always lives.
Oh, okay, right.
Um, no, I sent a copy to Tom and kept a copy for myself. I'll buy you a copy if you want. If you want me to.
I've got
Uh,
it on. I had it on PSP, so
oh,
PSV.
okay. Oh, okay. Cool, cool. God, that game is something else too. I. It's kind of frustrating at times, and you can tell it's just kind of a joke project. But it's an interesting training method as well, like seeing like, okay, this is a situation where I can go in and then I can apply it to another fighting game, like a fighting climax, as far as air attacks goes, and it's helping with that a little bit. But it's just a fun parody. I like that they put the Baz from Two Best Friends in there. I like the fighting game community parodies like J.E. Faley and S-Kill and Markman.
Yeah,
Uh,
when I played it, I didn't get a lot of the jokes because it does seem very themed around the fighting game community.
yeah, like I got it because like I follow a lot of those dudes on Twitter and stuff like that, and I follow the scene, and it's definitely a love letter to the fighting game scene, um, and it's fun. It's not perfect, but I found it fun. It was enjoyable. Um, and hopefully we will have that on a throwdown as well at some point. Uh, I can't guarantee anything. I don't even know if Tom has redeemed his code yet. If you're listening, go fucking do that. I spent money on you, goddammit. Um,
Tom,
you asshole. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I played. Uh, I don't think so. I think that's about it. I played a lot though.
yeah, we both played a lot.
Yeah.
So we haven't got any Sega news, have we?
No, very, very little interesting news. I'll go back and check real quick, see if anything.
Fuck it, we talked enough all along. How long? That was like an hour and a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, close to an hour.
I've got an art corner that I sent to you if you want to do that.
Is that on the Sega Addicts videos email?
Yes, it is, and it is a theory that Tom's gone, but I think I know where he really is, and I think this will prove to you where
Oh,
he really
really?
is. Yes,
Okay. Let me
there's
just
a
boot
lot to
up.
do, a lot to do with what we were discussing today. In fact, so it's very
Ideas.
relatable.
Okay.
While I'm, oh, do we need? Are we doing the theme music or?
Let me pull up your Stevie Wonder here. Very superstitious writings on the wall.
Very superstitious. They're riding underwater. Okay, Stevie's Art Corner. Stevie's
Fuck
Art
yeah.
Corner is a section where every week I draw a picture or sing a song or something artistic, or not autistic, artistic obviously, but it could be considered autistic in a lot of ways. If you saw me looking down or that, it wasn't me being rude to Brett. It was me drawing a brilliant art piece. So here is my art piece for this week.
Let me. It's downloading now.
Okay,
While you're doing the intro, and I didn't have a chance to download.
so much artistry in it. That's why it's taking ages to download.
Yeah, absolutely. From what I saw, I don't think you're wrong. about any of this at all. Where is it? My folder is too full.
God's sakes, Brett, you need to clean up your computer.
Get all that hentai out of there, god damn it.
Yeah,
There we go!
put it up on screen and I'll explain.
Here you go, folks.
So, I think Tom is in Silent Hill, and as you know, as I said, the creatures in Silent Hill are sort of reflected on your inner thoughts. And I thought, what would Tom see if he was in Silent Hill? And obviously, it would be a big Sailor Moon monster. So that is Tom's pyramid head, a sort of Sailor Moon.
No, that's a sexy nurse.
Yeah, that's his sexy nurse. So there you go. And I didn't know what Tom would be wearing, so I just put kawaii on his shirt.
That's highly accurate.
Yeah.
Oh
so there
my
you go.
god.
There you go, Thomas. That is today, and it is right directly for you.
Yes, if you don't accept his feelings, Senpai, he will be very depressed.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
and
it,
I would like to play this game with all the anime monster imagery.
Oh my god. Somebody please put that on PC and then mod the shit out of it. Put like Miku models.
Yeah, just make Miku into Pyramid Head or something like that. That'll all work out.
Silent Miku too.
Oh. Well, actually, yeah, because she's not silent at all, so that'd be very, very frightening. Yeah.
Yeah, like anytime like she's near, you would hear like the scream from "The World Is Mine." It would be the most haunting thing in the world.
Well, actually, yeah, because that's what Silent Hill does. Is whenever there's like loud static, the monsters are nearby, so that would work.
Oh my god! Please make this happen, Konami.
Or actually, yeah, if this was in Tom's Silent Hill, every time he approached a monster, it'd just start making anime sounds like kawaii, detsu,
Oni-chan.
Yeah, konnichiwa.
Oni-chan is his fucking static. Oh my god.
There you go.
I can't do that as well as Ridiculous does. I'm sorry.
Or as close as you get to the monster, you just start hearing "Truth is elusive, it can be written down. And the fine is undeceivable." I'm not going to sing the whole thing.
It is the Shadow World, though.
Yeah, it took me ages to realize that she's actually singing in English. I think I even said this on a podcast before. It might have even been this one, but apparently that I didn't even know this. In Japan, like a popular thing is to have songs with English lyrics, and they're sung in English, but they sound like they're Japanese.
Oh man, that's why Lotus Juice, like he's the rapper that they get for the Persona games, and he's actually kind of a big deal in Japan.
Yeah,
he's
I don't
not
know
just
why
like
that
Persona
is.
guy.
Like why English, but like sped up so it sounds Japanese is popular.
It's just aesthetically. I don't know if aesthetic is the word I'm looking for, but fuck it, it works. It's just aesthetically pleasing to the ears, because they did a lot of that in The World Ends With You as well. Like there's a song called Oparts that has rapping like that. It's not him, but it had just English rapping that doesn't make sense, but it sounds good.
Yeah.
So that's actually, I assume that's all it is. Is like it doesn't have to be good. Damn it! It just has to sound it.
Yeah.
but it actually is pretty good though. So.
Yeah.
I dig Lotus Juice.
Scotty, mate, Wine and Spirit should do an album where you just sing really fast so it sounds like Japanese, and then you'll be huge in Japanese.
Do your best Lotus Juice impersonations.
Yes.
I was trying to think what I was going to say there. Oh yeah, the Persona Golden anime, the ending song. It's still the same people singing it, but they actually sing in Japanese aside from like 2 words, like "Dazzling Smile." And,
I could never know because I can't tell the difference in that, especially the "Truth Is Elusive" song. I do not know if it's English or not.
That's exactly what happened to me. Is like I thought she was singing in English because I'm so used to English that sounds like Japanese. I'm like,
yeah.
Wait, what is she? Oh, that's Japanese.
That's actual Japanese. Yeah.
Oh,
it took,
shit.
I had to look up the lyrics.
Smile.
I had to look up the lyrics. Oh, by the way, I'll say the Persona 3 intro song is not anywhere near as good as Shadow World.
Uh, the Persona 3 intro song in the PS2 version is so much better.
I
Burn
don't,
my
well,
dr-
I don't know. The portable version isn't as good as the Goldens. I'll just say that then,
nah,
because I only had the.
the portable version is like just some instrumental, and it's all right.
Yeah,
But Burn My Dread is a much better song.
I'll have to listen to that. I'll have to look that up then.
Yeah, I will. I will hook you up with that. You hook me up with that Metal Gear, that Metal Gear
I'll hook
video.
you,
I'll hook you
I'll hook
up
you up,
with.
bro. The first taste is free.
Oh God. Uh, yeah. Let's see. What else is there left to cover? Did we get any homework from Shiggy?
Did we give any? I think.
We told him to draw a picture of him drawing stuff.
Yes, a picture of him drawing something. Did we get anything?
No, we didn't. He only sent us one question. Who's
Oh,
coming with me?
okay. Was that
I
his
would come with
question?
you to Japan, but
Yeah,
I
we want to
can't.
go. Yeah, Shiggity.
I
I don't even
want.
know why we're crossing. We can't do. We give a listener homework and he doesn't do it. We can cross at him. Shiggity. We'll say this was Golden Week. You got to take the week off. There you go.
But we did have some listener questions. A lot of listener questions from
Oh wow. Okay.
our good friends Tom and Scotty. So I guess Tom may have gotten off Silent Hill.
Yay.
So Tom Nugent asks. I mean, what? He says, "Why is Sonic fast?" Chili dogs.
Because he is in court for the rape of a child, and they let him out for a second. He had to run really, really fast.
No, Tails,
Get away,
no.
get away from the feds, so that's how he's really fast, because he's
No.
been running from a lot of sexual comeuppances.
Poor Tails. Good lord. Okay. Next one is, what are the lyrics to Mbop? I have seriously no idea.
And it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night. I can see paradise by the dashboard light. Those are the lyrics.
Yep, confirmed. A world exclusive. They ask us, who is our favorite Ninja Turtle? Is it Scotty Moe?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. He's the pink one, right?
Yeah, and he's Venus, the one they made for that dumb television spin-off.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Tom also says, hold my wanger while I pee. No.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Oh, okay, so you got 1 out of 2 there at least. You're not getting me. Your tears, let me drink them. Tom, are you okay from your visit to Silent Hill?
I think Tom's become possessed by someone who was in Silent Hill.
He also says, fuck you, I am thinking happy thoughts. Right.
Not really, because you were just saying that you drink our tears, so you're not really having happy thoughts.
Oh, Lord. Oh, wait, he's back to normal. He says, what is your favorite 3D Sonic game? I think we'll both agree on this one.
Sonic Generations.
Sonic Generations, absolutely.
Sonic Generations, yeah.
Scotty...
It's not fucking Sonic Adventure 2. It's fucking terrible game.
Speaking of horrible people who like horrible games, Scotty Moe asks, Toad or Earl?
Ooh. Earl, because he's fat like me.
Yeah. Same. Earl.
Oh my god, there's probably ToeJam / fanfiction out there. I just thought of that. Ugh.
I'm reading it next week on the show. Tom seems to be possessed again. He says, I will hunt you down. I will take out my penis. I will pee on everything you love.
That's not a question.
That's not a question at all. What's wrong with you, Tom? What's wrong?
Unless you put a question mark under that, then yeah, it's a question, but that itself is not a question.
Yeah. He says, quick, convince me to get Sonic Heroes on GameCube. No. No.
Because you're better than that.
Yeah. See, this is why I feel like Tom is possessed. The demon Sailor Moon.
The Sailor Moon demon possessed him, yeah.
Because only Serena would be dumb enough to want to play Sonic Heroes. Oh, Oh man, Tom, no, buddy. Let's see. Scotty Mo asks, Bub or Bob?
Bub. He's the hot one.
Bubsy the Bobcat.
No, I'll go with Bubsy 3D, which
Yeah,
I'm also going to say Bubsy 3D is my favorite Sonic game.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is okay. This is going to cause some intense debate between us, I think. Scotty Mo asks, Crow or Tom Servo?
I don't really watch Mystery Science Theater, so I'll say Tom Servo.
Crow?
Okay, then I don't know. I haven't really watched it that much, so I don't even know which one they're referring to. I'll say Crow.
Crow is the gold one, and Tom is the red one.
Okay, I like the color red, so I'll go with Tom.
Okay, so we are at odds on this one. I just like saying Crow. I just like that. Sega Addicts, who is your favorite Sailor Scout? Is it Tom?
Yeah,
Yes.
why not?
Yeah. He is Sailor Uranus. He's not Sailor Uranus.
No, he's Sailor Silent Hill.
Oh God, there we go. Imagine what a Sailor Silent Hill would look like, though.
Well, I think we already know.
Oh yeah, that's true. But like, what if it was like separate? Like the entity was separate from Serena, who is clearly possessed. What if it was
Sailor Silent Hill? I think it would be like Pyramid Head, but with like a bow on his head and like
Yeah.
costume and like a sort of sexy outfit or something like that, and like a mini skirt.
It would be. I feel like it would be Pyramid Head dressed as Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill.
There you go.
Complete with underboob. And Tom asks, Dunkin' or donuts?
Duncan.
Donuts.
Well,
sucker.
no.
Wait,
Duncan checks in, like the movie Dunstan checks in. I want that.
Ah.
That was a tangential way to mention Dunstan checks in. So
Is
yeah.
that your new Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Yes, it is definitely, yeah.
Because it's just as good of a movie. I mean, I was heartbroken by Dunstan checks in.
Yeah, it made me so sad.
Saddest movie on the planet.
It was over. Credits, and I was like, "What is this movie over?" I'm sad.
It's like, fuck you, Schindler's List. You weren't nearly as sad as that.
Yeah, God. I remember the bit in. It's actually called Dunstan Checks In because he's checking into a concentration camp. That's why it's called Dunstan Checks In.
Oh my God.
It's a darker movie than you thought.
Yeah, you wrote it off just because I had a cute animal as the starring role. This isn't no Air Bud, motherfucker. This is legit, real shit we talking. Oh God. I can't. No, I'm not gonna make that joke. Fuck that. That would probably be really bad taste, all things considered. Even though
that would be bad taste.
Even though we just made a concentration camp joke about a monkey. But that about does it for the listener questions. So, what say we move to the plugs that we ought to know, or you ought to know, people?
I say we ought to do that.
Okay, we ought to plug.
I don't plug.
All right, Stevie, what do you have to plug?
Sega Addicts kidstable.podbean.com, because there you'll find Chuckle Bits, and you'll also find me and Joshua Newey have put together a small project called Little Orphan Annie's Junior Adventure Club, which is, at the moment, we just, by the time you're listening, we're just doing like a week of Spelunky, the daily challenge. It's like a bite-sized podcast. Each one's 10 minutes. It came out every single day until, I guess, Tuesday. They're just sort of bite-sized while we're playing the Spelunky Daily Challenge. But we don't just talk about Spelunky, we talk about Monkey Shines, that movie. If you've never heard of it, it's the George Romero movie where the disabled guy gets given a pet monkey to look after him, and the monkey tries to kill him.
It's basically the prequel to Dunstan Checks In.
Monkey Yeah, as this prequel to checks in. So listen to that. That would be very great. It's on the Sega Addicts, kidstayworld.podbean.com. And yeah, Chucklebits Radio. Listen to that.
Excellent. And your Twitter?
The Stevie Grant.
Awesome. As for me, I am Rainmaker Agito on Twitter. Same name on Steam if you want to play Dive Kick with me. I'm Psy Avenger on PSN if you want to play Fighting Climax. The site itself, we have a lot going on this week. We have the Sega Addicts podcast episode 2 coming out. And that's going to be a good one. We talk about Anarchy Reigns a little bit more. We talk about the Sega Saturn, some of our favorite games on the Saturn. And it's a good old time. Check it out. Let us know what you think. First episode's already up, so check that out as well. It's been getting some...
And I give it my seal of approval.
A lot of people have been digging it, and you can't get bigger than Stevie's seal of approval, so there you go. We also have the Thursday Throwdown with Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. So please do check that out. It's going to be fun. I don't know if everything's set in stone yet, but we might have our buddies from Sega Nerds on the Throwdown this week. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be
great.
fun.
They're great.
We
love the Sega Nerds.
Kopke was talking to us all night during the...
Oh my god, I got something to plug. I saw on Twitter Kopke draws stuff, which I didn't know. He did an amazing House of the Dead 2 poster that's themed after the Day of the Dead, that celebration.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, I saw it, and it's awesome. You should check that out.
Oh, yeah. Let me, I'll find that later, and then we'll plug that on Thursday while they're on. I'm pretty sure he will be joining us because he was on the Tuesday stream, the streams chat, talking about the game. He's very excited. I believe Chris is getting the game as well, so it's going to be our first crossover throwdown, Team Addicts versus Team Nerds. So,
yeah, it'll be like NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys. Who's the better one?
Exactly. We're in sync, by the way. No, wait. We're the Backstreet Boys. We actually sing their stuff. But
yeah.
We also have... Yeah, all right. We also have Ridiculous Wednesdays. Al's going to be playing more Mr. Bones, and I'd say Sega Face is going to do more things with vodka and popcorn. So please be excited for that. Mr. Bones is a fascinating game that I didn't expect much from, but I'm really looking forward to seeing more of it. So definitely come check that out. I'm trying to think. We also have reviews for Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric coming. The Hatsune Miku Project Diva F2 review is done. I'm just waiting on final editing and screenshots, and we will have that on the site. So look forward to that. Sorry it's taking so long. We might have I don't know if the podcast will be our Valkyria Chronicles review or if I'll be writing one, but stay tuned for that. And we also have Battle of the Backlog, a new feature every week on the site. If you want to know how to tackle a gigantic fucking backlog of games, yeah, check that out. It's a damn good series. So I believe that'll do it for us tonight. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Stevie, for hanging out with us, or hanging out with me, unlike that harlot Tom.
Yes, well, we can't blame Tom. He's living in a nightmare world right now, so...
That's true, I suppose. He's not that much of a harlot, I guess.
Yeah, he's stuck in Silent Hill. We got to give him some leeway.
A little bit. So that'll do it. So we will see you guys next week. Peace, crackers.
Laters.